I'd like to read this poem, A Summer Night to Geoffrey Hoyland by W.H. Auden. And really the poem is to comment upon this image here. Struck me. Let's just move it over here. Here we are. Here you have a great leader, Boris Johnson, and two children watching him on the television, redolent of the fireside chats of President Roosevelt back in the 1930s, where this Auden poem actually comes from. Now, what brought this poem to mind was an old blog of mine, this one here, Horace's famous saying, "He who started is half finished," and I have just a snippet of this poem here. Look. This stanza here, a little bit out of here. So both W.H. Auden and Louis began their careers as teachers of classics, and both responded as poets to Horace's influence. Auden, for example, evoked the fragile world of the 1930s in terms echoing Odes 2:11:1-4, where Horace advises a friend not to let worries about frontier wars interfere with current pleasures. And this stanza here, "And gentle do not care to know where Poland draws her eastern bow, what violence is done, nor ask what doubtful act allows our freedom in this English house, our picnics in the sun." Well, so I'm just going to read this poem here. I'm streaming this live on StreamYard, and I'm putting together a collection of a few poems which I think give a window into this dystopian Boris Johnson world, another window for these children to look through and to see, well, the green fields and the freedom outside of Oceania, Eurasia, and so forth. The famous scene at the end of the film 1984, where Winston is stood with his lover looking at the green fields and loveliness, in complete contrast to the dystopian inner party propaganda that streamed into everybody's lives. So without further ado, I'm going to now read this Auden poem, A Summer Night to Geoffrey Hoyland, W.H. Auden. Out on the lawn I lie in bed, vague and conspicuous overhead, in the windless nights of June, as congregated leaves complete their day's activity. My feet point to the rising moon. Lucky this point in time and space is chosen as my working place, where the sexy airs of summer, the bathing hours and the bare arms, the leisured drives through a land of farms are good to a newcomer. Equal with colleagues in a ring, I sit on each calm evening, enchanted as the flowers the opening light draws out of hiding, with all its gradual dove-like pleading, its logic and its powers. That later we though parted then, may still recall these evenings when fear gave his watch no look, the lion griefs loped from the shade, and on our knees their muzzles laid, and death put down his book. Now north and south and east and west, those I love lie down to rest. The moon looks on them all, the healers and the brilliant talkers, the eccentrics and the silent walkers, the dumpy and the tall. She climbs the European sky. Churches and power stations lie alike among earth's fixtures. Into the galleries she peers, and blankly as a butcher stares upon the marvellous pictures. To gravity attentive, she can notice nothing here, though we whom hunger does not move, from gardens where we feel secure, look up and with a sigh endure the tyrannies of love. Ungentle do not care to know where Poland draws her eastern bow, what violence is done, nor ask what doubtful act allows our freedom in this English house, our picnics in the sun. Soon, soon, through dikes of our content, the crumbling flood will force a rent, and taller than a tree, hold sudden death before our eyes, whose river dreams long hid the size and figures of the sea. But when the waters make retreat, and through the black mud first the wheat in shy green stalks appears, when stranded monsters gasping lie, and sounds of riveting terrify their world unsubtle ears. May these delights we dread to lose, this privacy need no excuse, but to that strength belong, as through a child's rash happy cries, the drowned parental voices rise in unlamenting song. After discharges of alarm, all unpredicted, let them calm the pulse of nervous nations. Forgive the murderer in his glass, tough in their patience to surpass the tigress her swift motions.